Review. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you all again.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome back to our readings of Bhagavad Gita. Today, we will continue reading with the chapter 16, which is divine and demoniac natures. Let's start with praying. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, the chapter 16 of Bhagavad Gita is describing divine and demoniac natures. We already know that there are four types of orders of life in this material world. Well, these are the Shudras. Let's start from the highest, this intellectual people, Brahmins and Kshatriyas, who are more administrative type of people, and then the industrial type, or those who create something, this type of people, Vaishyas, and there are also Shudras, less intelligent people who are they are engaged in manual work and serve other orders of life, in a sense. But the administrative class, Kshatriyas, they arranged the society, and the Vaishyas, they create certain goods and wealth for the society. And Brahmins are those who provide intelligence into this into the society. However, this is actually the states of consciousness of living entities, of souls that they reveal, or when they come into the contact with the material world. This is how it is shown. This is due to the influence of the different modes of nature. So the ignorance, the passion, and the goodness. The Shudras are more into the under the influence of the ignorance, and Kshatriyas are more under the influence of goodness, and this combination of these different the modes create these different classes. However, there is another division of human beings, according to Krishna, which he will reveal to us in this chapter. And this division is due to the relationship of the living entity with the divine, with supreme power, and as those who are in the relationship with the divine, they have divine nature, and those who are not in the relationship, they have demoniac nature, and that nature usually is apparent already from the moment of birth. It is natural. to a living entity. So Krishna here starts to describe to Arjuna what does this division or this difference mean. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, um, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion of fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities of son of Parada belong to godly men, endowed with divine nature. So here Krishna provides the qualities, lists the qualities of the divine nature. In the beginning of the 15th chapter, the banyan tree of this material world was explained. The extra goods coming out of it were compared to the activities of living entities, some auspicious, some inauspicious. In the 9th chapter, also the devas or godly and the asuras or the ungodly or demons were explained. Now, according to Vedic rites, activities in the mode of goodness are considered auspicious for progress on the path of liberation, and such activities are known as Daivi Praktikti or transcendental by nature. Those who are situated in transcendental nature make progress on the path of liberation. But for those who are acting in the modes of passion, in ignorance, on the other hand, there is no possibility of liberation. Either they will have to remain in this material world as human beings, or they will descend among to other species of animals or even lower forms of life. In this 16th chapter, the Lord explains both this transcendental nature and its attendant quality, and the demoniac nature and its quality. He also explains the advantages and disadvantages of this quality. Prabhupada gives quite a long purport to this initial verses where he explains all these qualities, and it's worth reading them to be able to determine whether those qualities are revealed or not in us or not. So further he continues, but we will not read it today. Of course, we can dedicate to that some of your leisure time. Further, Krishna says, pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance, these qualities belong to those of demoniac nature, of son of Pritha. In this verse, the road or to hell is described in a sense. The demoniac want to make a show of religion and advancement in spiritual science, although they do not follow the principles. They are always arrogant and proud in possessing some type of education or so much wealth. They desire to be worshipped by others and demand respectability, although they do not deserve it. Over trifles, they become very angry and speak harshly, not gently. They do not know what should be done and what should not be done. They do everything whimsically according to their own desire, and they do not recognize any authority. These demoniac qualities are taken on by them from the beginning of their bodies. in the womb of their mothers. And as they grow, they manifest all these inauspicious qualities. So here we should understand that we get all the qualities by birth, actually. We are already given these qualities even before the birth, even when we are in the womb of the mother, at the moment of how we are when the soul is injected into the material body. It already possesses these qualities due to his or her previous lives. However, mothers or parents also transfer certain qualities to their children because they also participate in forming this material body of their progeny. So here Krishna says that demoniac nature usually has these qualities, the pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness, and ignorance. And these qualities, they are internal qualities. However, people may conceal it somehow, except of arrogance. Arrogance cannot be concealed, but anger, harshness, ignorance can be concealed. Thus, it's very difficult to tell unless you have quite elevated consciousness to tell whether a person possesses these qualities or not. But arrogance is always evident. Yeah, now we cannot, nobody can conceal somehow this arrogance. Further, Krishna says that these transcendental qualities are conducive to liberation, whereas the demoniac qualities made for bondage. Do not worry, O son of Pandu, for you are born with the divine qualities. Yes, Krishna indicates here that transcendental or divine qualities, they help the living entity or the soul achieving liberation. They put the living entity on the path to liberation. While when a living entity possesses demoniac qualities, these qualities bound them further and further to the material illusion and contribute to their further degradation. However, this should not worry Arjuna, as Krishna says, because Arjuna is already possessing, he was born with the divine qualities. Now, Krishna tells Arjuna that in this world there are two kinds of created beings. One is called divine and the other demoniac. I have already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me all the demoniac qualities. And it is very important for us to know how these demoniac qualities manifest. Yeah, and that's why we need to know where how they are created in the first place. Having assured Arjuna that he was born with divine qualities, now Krishna is described or the other, the demoniac way. Those who are born with divine qualities, they follow regulated life and follow the injunctions of scriptures and authorities. But the demoniac qualities, the persons who possess demoniac qualities, they act whimsically They don't have this obedience. They don't accept regulative principles. They don't accept authorities over them, and that makes this difference between the demoniac type and divine personalities. Those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness, nor proper behavior, nor truth is found in them. So demoniac persons are so illusioned with the demoniac persons are usually those who put more emphasis on generating wealth, sense gratification. This is their type of living. And because they are on that path, they have no knowledge or no access to divine knowledge. Hence, they don't know what should be done and what should not be done. And hence, without the knowledge, divine knowledge, they lack cleanliness and proper behavior, and they are untruthful. And here Prabhupada also gives quite a good purport for that, which I recommend you to read at whenever you have the chance. So they say that this world is unreal, meaning demoniac persons, with no foundation, no God in control. They say it is produced of sex desire and has no cause other than that. So this is the demoniac culture, actually. They don't accept a God. They don't accept any, regulations. They consider that this world is unreal, and that the only thing that drives this living is the sex desire, and that the lust is the cause this is the existence. The demoniac conclude that this world is phantasmagoria. There is no cause and effect, no controller, no purpose. Everything is unreal. They say this cosmic manifestation arises through the chance or chance, and by this chance material actions and reactions are generated. They do not think that the world was created by God for a certain purpose. They have their own theory that the world has come about on its own, and there is no reason to believe that there is God behind of all that. Now, for them, there is no difference between spirit and matter, and they do not accept the supreme spirit. Everything is matter for them, and the whole cosmos is supposed to be a mass of ignorance. And according to them, everything is void, and whatever manifestation exists is due to our ignorance in perception. So they think that we are that ignorant that thinking that God exists. They take it for granted that all manifestation of diversity is a display of ignorance. Just as in a dream, we may create so many things which actually have no existence. Yeah, but when we wake up, we realize that this is an illusion. This is the dream. Following such conclusions, the demoniac who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. And the demoniacs are engaged in activities that the demoniac personalities lead to destruction. And that indicates that they are less intelligent. They are materialists who have no concept of God, and they think that they are advancing by material progress or technical progress. They don't consider qualities of a person to be important in that matter, in advancement and progress. For them, the progress is that we have better devices, more comfortable living conditions, and that we should be able to obtain that without putting much effort into it. So they are against work. But scriptures indicate that work is very important for a living entity in order to develop, to progress. But that's a different type of work. This work is oriented towards overall purpose of life, towards liberation. However, demoniac individuals, demoniac personalities, they organize their life to obtain comfort, to increase their material wealth, their power, their prestige, authority. That's what they are striving for. And hence, that is taking them further into the illusion and further into degradation. And it finally leads to the destruction of the entity itself and the entire creation. Taking shelter of insatiable lust and absorbed in the conceit of pride and false prestige, the demoniac thus illusion are always wont to unclean work, attractive by the impermanent. So Krishna, here Krishna describes the mentality, the demoniac mentality. He was talking about the qualities. Now he describes the mentality. The demons have no satiation, because they cannot satisfy their life, that lust, and thus this lust will grow. The unsatisfied desires for material enjoyment are increasing, and but although they are always full of anxieties, because they accept and put emphasis on non-permanency, things they still continue to be engaged in such activities because of being illusioned. They have no knowledge and cannot tell that they are heading the wrong way. Accepting non-permanent things, these demoniac persons then, because they want prestige, they want, acknowledgement, they create their own gods, they create their own hymns and their own sacrifices, and thus they become more entangled with this sense gratification and enjoyment. For them, the most important things are those accumulation of material wealth and indulgence uh, in their sense gratification. They are ignorant, but they consider themselves very advanced because of such technical progress that they can achieve. Because they, of course, also possess certain intelligence. They believe that to gratify the senses is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, until the end of their life, their anxiety is immeasurable. So their anxiety never leaves them. Bound by a network of hundreds of thousands of desires and absorbed in lust and anger, they secure money by legal means for sense gratification. Here, because they don't follow the scriptures, the regulations, the sacrifices that are necessary for spiritual development, they don't care about the means that they can obtain their wealth and money because they need that wealth for sense gratification. However, this is quite senseless, yeah, because and that actually their mentality leads to denying the existence of karma, and their mentality promotes the notion that we are living once, and because of living once, you should grab everything that is available, and you should achieve more sense gratification, more wealth, and everything in this lifetime, because then you die and everything stops. They don't accept these incarnation principles. Um, that's what they're striving for. That's why they are striving for this. And they want to become gods themselves, to be worshipped like gods. So the demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my skill. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future more and more. He is my enemy, and I have to have killed him, and my other enemies will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. So Krishna here indicates that due to ignorance, their mentality is formed that way. They, though they can be quite intelligent in a sense, they can observe certain mechanism of this material world of all of that they observe and that they learn through these methods is meant for their egocentric purposes to increase their power, increase their wealth. They even are engaging in charity to increase their status and to um, impose on others their superiorities, thus to feel that they are gods in their lives. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. So there is no limit to their desires, and there's such desires usually lead to hellish existence. Self-complacent and always impudent, deluded by wealth and false prestige, they sometimes proudly perform sacrifices in name only, without following the rules or regulations, thinking themselves all in all, not caring for any authority or scripture. The demoniac sometimes perform so-called religious or sacrificial rites. But then, since they do not believe in authority, the way they are very impudent. They are uh, accumulating wealth and prestige, and they can even accept the role of a preacher, but they mislead people. Usually because they promote this we live once theory, and they make some uh, performances or shows out of sacrifices. They worship demigods, uh, but this is a very foolish. This is not true sacrifices that are artificial sacrifices, just to increase their power and their authority. All that is usually due to illusion and ignorance. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, and anger, the demons become envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in their own bodies and in the bodies of others, and blaspheme against the real religions. That's why they even try to use the religions in their own for their own uh, purposes. Those who are envious and mischievous, who are the lowest among men, are perpetually cast into the ocean of material existence, in various into various demoniac species of life. In this verse, it is clearly indicated that the Lord is placing particular individual soul in particular body. And this is done according to God's will. The demoniac person may not agree to accept the supremacy of the Lord, and is in effect that may act according to his own whimsical desires, but his birth depends on the decision of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. And here he says that he is perpetually casting such souls into material existence, and moreover into demoniac species of life. They have no way of liberation. But here he's talking about strongly demoniac personalities, not those who are like due to ignorance, not aware of their connection of their origin. Like some people are naive, but they are good-hearted. But because they see these demoniac personalities having power and comfort, they try to follow them uh, because of ignorance. Uh, However, if we provide this kind of people with proper knowledge, if we preach to them, then they have the chance to accept the true path of life and purify themselves and even become saints. But those demoniac persons do not have this option. Krishna is putting them into the demoniac species of life. So attaining repeated births among the species of demoniac life of Savan of Kunchi, such persons can never approach me. Gradually, they sink down to the most abominable type of existence. Here, they degrade more and more and go further and further down into the hellish existence. There are three gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give this up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. So the lust, anger, and greed are the qualities or the um, energies that lead to degradation and lead us to hell. So we have to avoid that. We have to trace them in ourselves. And that's why we need to learn to control our senses and our mind in the first place, because the mind is the most powerful tool in this material body. The man who has escaped these three gates of hell, or son of Kunti, performs acts conducive to self-realization and thus gradually attains the supreme destination. One should be very careful with these three enemies of human life: lust, anger, and greed. Mm, The more a person gets freed from lust, anger, and greed, the more his existence becomes pure, and thus uh, he can go on this path of self-realization, and through that attain the supreme destination, or get back to the Godhead, get back to the spiritual world. However, on that process, we definitely need to have an acharya. Without a spiritual master on its own, the person, a living entity, cannot achieve such understanding. He who discards spiritual injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection, nor happiness, nor the supreme destination. So, demoniac natures, they uh, do not follow the scriptures and do not practice, um, do not regulate their um, lives, that then they never achieve perfection and no happiness or nor the spiritual world. One should therefore understand what is duty and what is not duty by the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. Uh, yeah, that was the final verse in this chapter. So here we understand that it is very important to distinguish between these types of mentalities, and if we reveal, or we through the spiritual master uh, manage to, to reveal these divine qualities in ourselves, accept the divine knowledge, we will be able to understand the duty, and these duties usually, the karma is prescribed in scriptures. Uh, and if we follow these rules and regulations prescribed by scriptures, uh, we will gradually get elevated. So this important chapter once again emphasizes the importance of spiritual development and knowledge in our lives. So thank you very much for being patient and listening to this chapter that was very brief description. However, we always have an opportunity to revisit these readings and to read the purports more attentively, to further open up this divine knowledge in ourselves. Do we have any questions, or would you like to make any contribution into the discussion?
Thank you, Kalindi Mataji, for wonderful lecture. And if anyone has question, please ask, or otherwise we can finish our meeting.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes,
Thank
please,
you.
Mataji.
No, I'm just saying thank you. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you, Grantara.